Now called down defensively, used to zone them out, make sure they can't pursue too easily. Flying Zebra does unfortunately get caught by that slow, and he is basically slow motion there. But they don't get the tower. They use call down. Egg is still here. Has been fairly impressive so far.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I mean, he was kind of he was hamstrung, I think, when he got killed a couple times. But other than that, he's done a nice job snowballing when he needs to. Good ice shards. But it's more than just the ice shards, really. Greg's having some trouble. That's okay.
I just tried to drink some water, Ma, and I spilled it all over myself.
Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. Good shackle shot. Let me go. Just remnants away. The last right click will be enough. The power shot, even though with the long range, does not connect.
That was very close.
Yeah. Crimson guard mid lane, ice shards, ice blast gonna fly as well. Lots of ice all over the goddamn place. They're gonna throw up the ice blast. Won't really connect on anybody other than the Winter Wyvern. And now MJW's going back, and what a snipe coming in with the power shot. Call down will make it so they can't chase any further. Still, kills a kill.
Moving on forward, they're gonna continue pressuring here in mid. Dire side grouping up, taking advantage of this nighttime. Newsham 2-2-0. Not the active start he really is looking for, but he's doing enough to create space here to create an opening for them to take down a tower. And that's really the primary objective for LVT. Continue knocking down these towers. They really do need to kill this Ember. He can't be allowed to continue like this.
Yeah, he's done a great job. His travel is done now.
He went the bot's first build. This has been the common Ember build for the last couple months. So no big surprise there.
Ice Blast will annoy Jenkins as well as the Winter Wyvern. Flying Zebra, level 1. What does the AA got? Arcanes. Okay, he's got his level 6. He actually just got it too. Experience-wise, I think he's probably last. Newsham is actually level 6 as well too. That's a big deal. But he does have the urn on top, so at least he's got that going for him. Anyways, MJW sending out 109 last hits. He's got the Crimson Guard. They have mech. No, it is a pipe. He is going pipe. That's a pipe for a Darkseer. No mech first. They get the pipe instead. They want to withstand this magic damage, and I can understand that completely. So, pipe will come out, and then they'll probably try to go for a push. Ember will grab the double damage rune, and he's got the max sleight of fist as well. Pretty effective way to farm, as well as deal some damage.
Yeah, pretty low kill game so far, which is definitely advantageous, I think, for YP in the long run. But to be honest, the individual player skill from Leviathan is showing through here, partly just in the net worth. I mean, the fact that the Bristle is so much further ahead than anyone else here is definitely telling he was allowed to take that huge Ancient step.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of it. We talked about the Ember Spirit. We talked about what he's been able to do. It's just 11 needs to find some farm, and he'll find farm. But I think, you know, with the Battle Fury, he's actually going to get Winter's Curse. Flying Zebra's in trouble. He has just enough mana for a TP scroll, and he will get out. The double damage room was on for Let Me Go, so he has to use that to try to grab a kill.
The problem is that that's twice in a row they've had to use the Winter's Curse just for, like, defense, you know? I mean, that's not really what you want to be using it for. You really want to use it to start the fights. You want to be able to use it to set up a good Windrunner Shackle. And when he's just using it by himself, or the last time he used it was in mid, that's not ideal.
Yeah, they're kind of just using their spells to get out of bad situations. Newsham's going to have to pop Darkness because he sees the rest of the squad. He'll have to back away. They're not going to use that to be aggressive. They've got some very good aggressive wards here on the Dire side, but they need a bit more. Oh, there's applause. That's not good. 11's just making sure some settings are good, hopefully. But at this point, I think YP are in a very, very good spot because of how the Ember Spirit is farming.
All right, welcome back to the Twitch stream. Hello, everyone. We had a quick issue, I think, with the Twitch ingest servers of some sort.
Yeah.
But the entire match will be on YouTube right after this game is over, so you guys can watch the replay there as soon as this is over. So we've still been going this whole time. You guys will be able to see that on YouTube if you want to see the earlier parts of the game. If not, welcome to game number 2 of WCA America Grand Finals. So we are going to just hop back, and you guys are going to see our beautiful faces here.
Hello, everybody.
As we deal with this pause. But let's take a look at how this game has been going so far. It's 5 kills to 4 in favor of Team YP. I guess this might be helpful to recap this because some of you might not have seen the last couple minutes of the game, but there's been a lot of static farming. Ember Spirit has been farming quite a bit, but MJW in the lead on the net worth.
Yep. And
to be honest, that's mostly just because of the Ancient stack that he did have access to. But We are on pause. We're back in the game here, so we're going to hop back in and see how the game continues to progress.
I mean, like you talked about, MJW is doing a great job. They picked up some very key items, pipe included for Jenkins, which he'll pop now as he tries to just kind of evade the Flame Guard. He'll get out of there as the Ice Blast sails through. So, a Leviathan, they need to get something going, I feel like. They can't just let me go as well as 11 continue to farm this way. It's getting a little bit out of control, I think.
I do really like this pipe pickup. It's actually really good this game.
Yes, I would agree.
There's so much AoE magic damage.
Yep.
There's the call down, there's Flame Guard, there's the burn from the egg, there's the AA blast.
Everything was Tusk.
Tusk. I mean, pipe seems great this game.
Yep.
The problem with pipe is that it falls off. I mean, it's a set number of damage that it absorbs. It still will help Darkseer, obviously, with just pure percentage, but the active shield will eventually just run out with how much AoE magic
it's
there
a
is.
good item if you're trying to push up high ground early. The problem is they haven't taken any tier 2 towers. They haven't taken any real big fights yet. So.
I think the goal for Leviathan is continue farming Shibi. When we get a good opportunity at nighttime to take a fight, we take a fight. And then if we win the fight, we get Roche. Or if we're right next to a tier 2, you kill tier 2, and then maybe you get Roche. But I think they need to get Roche sooner rather than later, given how much weaker their team fight lineup is in comparison to YP's AoE. I mean, they just have tons of spells that are great in team fights. They have the Egg, Ice Blast, you know, all that magic AoE that we're talking about gives them a lot of damage in fight. They have Tusk for good control. The control in team fight could be an issue. For Team YP, it's possible that they won't have enough control to deal with like the quicker heroes, like the Windrunner can be pretty fast, the Night Stalker can be pretty fast. That could definitely give them a problem, but we'll have to see as the game moves forward.
And should be still farming up his Academ Scepter. Has 2 components for it now, so he'll try to get there as quickly as possible. Let me go top lane. Midas is finally done for Nushim on the Night Stalker, by the way, which is a pretty core item on that hero if you've ever played it. Either in the offlane or even as support, you want to be able to get up to that level 3 ultimate. You want to get up to that gem. You want to get up to the Academ Scepter, and the best way to do that, because you're constantly running at people, is to buy the Midas. So he will go for that. The Sanj now picked up for the Gyrocopter, making him one of the tankier heroes in the game. Maybe able to withstand some of this damage coming from Leviathan if they decide to run in. 30 seconds before the next night time, you could already see Jenkins, the rest of the squad are converging. They're going to find 11 here. He's actually pretty low, too.
Back
into the winner's curse, and now 11 is done. So maybe to the Iron Shell. He sticks up. He's just barely alive. The vacuum not available. The wall will go through. The Ice Blast, the call down. Jenkins will take a bit of damage. Doesn't have the mana for his pipe. He's got 2 stick charges. He's got his arcanes. He will pop the pipe now. The egg going through Nushim takes him down. Now the Void is up in the Tusk. Will snowball and try to bring him back, but looks like it's going to be a 3-for-0 trade.
Finally uses Sigil. It took a long time. He's going to get shackled up to a tree, power shot it down by Shibi. And, you know, I do have some complaints about the Tusk in that fight. I mean, he didn't really help protect the egg. He didn't use Sigil for quite a long time. Yep. And as a result, 3 are dead. And this is exactly what I was talking about. You just wait till nighttime. You get one fight that goes your way. You take a tier 2, and maybe they'll be able to get Roche now. It'll really depend on response, but it looks unlikely. And they have a really, really good ward for aggressive vision. That's a great ward for keeping them in their area, you know, keeping them on, you know, this part of the map really. And that's sort of what you really want to do. When you have a team that's better than you in the late game, you just try to choke their farm a little bit so you can slam them in the mid game with a couple
It's just unfortunate he was farming the Ancients at that point in time. He went past the Observer ward, they caught him out, they were able to find and get him to kind of corral him there, as you talked about. Silence coming out. Nushim's alone here. I don't think they can take him down. Just do some harass damage in. Let me go. He's going to get his Sleight of Fist steering change off. He actually does a lot of damage with the Night Stalker, but he's got some run charges to work with. He's got 17 wand charges as well. They get the 2-2 tower mid, which is pretty fantastic. So suddenly Leviathan get a bit of gold on top of that, maybe about 4,000 or so, and turn from 6,000 to 10,000 pretty quickly. And that allows them to get Windridge up to her Aghanim Scepter very quickly on here. She's very close by. They're going to find Monster. There's an Invis rune for Shibi. He wants to find the perfect angle for the Shack. He will not find it, but Silence will come. And he just dies so quickly. No armor. Even with the 4 from the Tranquil Boots, it's not enough for him to stay alive with Shibi and the Maelstrom just doing so much work.
Yep, he used Focus Fire for that one, but ended up being worth it with that kill going their way. And this is you know, Ember is not great in these scenarios. He really needs more room. He needs more space. And if Leviathan keep pressuring, I'm not sure he's going to get it. He is going to have the Battle Fury here in a minute, but that doesn't really help him too much. It gives him a little bit of damage. It helps him farm a little bit better, but you know, it's not a huge team fight item for him. He really needs to get like a Daedalus or a Chrysalis or something to start being able to really dish out the deeps in the fight.
And now there's the Sanji Yasha coming out for the Gyrocopter at the very least. He was pretty low when they killed him last time, so now with full HP, maybe they decide to go for a smoke. I don't think they can really take a fight, though. It's just so hard to fight in Leviathan because of all of early game-oriented team fight they have on their side. Ice Blast, it's going to scout this out, but I don't see they're not going to stop this because they're going to pipe up, they're going to deal with the Ancient Apparition damage, and they're just going to go through and deal with this. The Dark Sphere now is Blink Dagger. Also having a Blink Dagger, by the way, is the Winter Wyvern, which she picked it up in the last fight too, so
those are two huge Blink Daggers. Those are Blink Daggers that let you win those fights you're not supposed to be able to.
Right.
But, I mean, a good initiation with Winter's Curse can be game at this point. Like, now that they have the Aegis, they don't have, I mean, they do have okay tower push. Well, the Aghanim is done now, so now they actually have great tower pushing with only a 15-second cooldown on Focus Fire.
Yep. And she's not too far away from level 16 either. And this is another ability, another item that allows them to just chew through the Ember Spirit. Yeah, I mean, he's got 6 armor right now. If he goes for maybe like a match or something like that, he can maybe tank up a bit more in the armor department, but he's still going to die very quickly.
I mean, he's just going to be split pushing. He can't really be involved in these fights. He'll be involved in the high ground defense because he's very good at it, but, you know, tier 2 fights, not very great for Ember. I mean, there's not really a good area for him to hide and just keep sliding. He is just too easy to be brought down, especially with the physical damage that LVT has. Beyond the Windrunner, they have the Bristleback as well, dude. You know, you can't discount the amount of right-click damage he brings out.
He's almost level 16, so the Warpath damage is going to add up too as well.
Yeah, plus the Nasal Goo is going to do some armor reduction as well, so tough game for Ember to actually fight in until he is well slotted and well equipped, and that's not the case.
I will say this though, Leviathan pushing into high ground is not going to be easy. There's so many
huge gold lead. Holy crap.
They're going to find the Ember, but he's able to remnant away. They couldn't get a silence off in time. They couldn't find a shackle. Shibby really needs a Blink Dagger now, and he's not far off. He just picked up the Ags, and he's only, what, 600, 700 gold away from his Blink Dagger. So Shibby is very happy with his farm.
Yeah, Shibby's going on.
And MJW is still in the lead when it comes to net worth because of the BKB. He purchases up a full Sange as well. And now MJW is going to be very tough to deal with when he hits this level 16 mark as well.
Shibby again with a very impressive game, 4-1-0 for him, and a lot of saves.
They're going to try to trade top tier 1 for bottom tier 2, which at this point is probably the best you can do. I mean,
it's the best you can do.
It's
not ideal, but
you can't fight yet.
You can't fight. You have to just go for these trades.
This is the problem with picking the Ember Sphere with what they have. They have a lot of really good team fight, and then Ember. And until later on down the road, he's just not as effective outside of the base. Great Ice Blast is going to pretty much pick everybody out, but it just isn't going to do enough damage. No Aghanim Scepter is still level 1, so it's pretty much a tickle. They even popped the pipe for it. They can wait it. They could have waited with the pipe because it's on cooldown now for another minute, so they can't really push high ground yet. They will force out the TPs more than likely from Leviathan, or rather from YP, and then they'll probably back up. Maybe put some tower damage up, but they're going to pop the Crimson Guard. They're going to go with the Darkness as well. They're going to try to get some damage on this high ground. They'll back away.
Crimson Guard and pipe, man, they are geared up.
Should be going to work from the low ground.
You can't even see the pipe. Oh, it's gone.
GW taking a bit of damage.
Yeah, and that Ice Blast might be enough for them to back up for at least a couple of seconds here. But the problem is, there's an Aegis on the Windrunner.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to bait out the Aegis and then maybe take a team fight, but under the base, it's very difficult. This is going to be tricky. I don't know if they keep going, though. They still have 2 minutes on the Aegis. They can maybe even push down top lane, push mid. It looks like they're just going to pack up all together. So they're not really feeling confident enough yet to take a fight. But the longer this game goes on, the more farm the Gyrocopter and the Ember Spirit get, and the more likely they'll be able to fight outside of their base and take a couple of big wins.
The unfortunate thing is that, like you said, they just can't really push straight into this. So they have to back off. They have to let YP take an opportunity to farm so then they can kill a hero and then maybe push up to the high ground.
Maybe they're waiting for Sange and Yasha for MJW or the Blink Deck, which is now completed for Shibby, so you can find a good Shackle Shot. That level 16 ult is very important as well when you have the Aghanim Scepter. And Jenkins, what does he have? Blink Dagger, 2,000 gold in the bank. Something was coming on the courier, I think, but maybe not.
If it's not his stuff on the courier, I would like to see actually, like, I could see him getting an HP item first.
Oh, God. Oh, they got the Ember Spirit. Oh, God, T-Tors. What just happened? He's farming out like an Ember Spirit would. I don't catch it. Meanwhile, they're going to find the Bristleback, which just pops the BKB, now pops the Viscous Nasal Goo. They're looking for monsters.
Oh my God. That one right click.
Yeah, the one right click did some work. I don't even know how many Warpath stacks he had. I think he had 3 at the time with the double damage rune, and that does a lot of damage. He's got like 300 damage right now. This is their go time. They don't have to deal with Slay Fist.
They have to just push now.
They have the Aegis for another maybe minute, I think. Something like that. Yeah, roughly about 45 seconds.
Yeah, they have to just push right now as hard as they can.
The Focus Fire is about to come up for Shibby. Darkness is going to go for Nushim. Power Shot just to get some vision.
If they don't get a Rax here, this game's actually going to get way harder for them.
Yep. Cliff is going to go.
They were relying on this Aegis.
Call down is up and ready. Ice Blast, are they going to try to combine this with another fight? Ice Shards will go.
It's no one.
It's no one. That's huge. And now they're going to really, I think they might just have to deal with this damage. They will have the Ember Spirit up in 5. Shibby still has the Aegis.
Going to try to suicide, dude.
He might. Shackle Shot's going to go. He's going to find Monster. There's the snowball. The Aegis is about to run down. Vacuum Wall into 3 with the Winter's Curse.
Runs out.
There's the combo. Shibby now loses the Aegis. Doesn't matter. Splinter Blast gets the kill. The double with the Splinter Blast on the Ancient Apparition. They buy back on Monster. Still has an egg. Where's he TPing to?
Oh, what a great change. Jenkins is stuck too. Trying to TP out. Gets caught. Brought down. Very unfortunate.
Monster literally TP'd like 2 inches in front of them. He was like here, and then he TP'd here. It's like, why? Why do that at that point?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I guess so, but they actually do defend, which is pretty huge. They kill the most net worth hero in the Bristleback. Shibby's Aegis ran out, so he's like, we need to leave now. And even with a great Vac Wall, Ice Blast, or not Ice Blast, rather, Winter's Curse combo, they can't get the kills they really need to get. Sure, they forced the buyback on Monster. He's not a big hero, though. They needed to force out the buyback on the Ember Spirit or on the Gyrocopter. One of those 2 heroes, and they just couldn't get it done. So now this gets, like you said, a lot harder now. It gets a lot harder.
I mean, if they get the next Aegis, it's okay, but they have to make sure they get the next Aegis. If not, then it can really be hard for them to deal with. If like, the Ember gets an Aegis, then they have to pick him off and get 2 kills out of it. Otherwise, they can't really push, and, well, we'll see if it happens. But there is an Aghanim Scepter now for Nusham, so this is going to give them an opportunity to use this Superior Vision to try to enable a pickoff. And that could be very, very key for them. We'll see if they're able to make it happen. But moving on.
It's an ultimate orb.
Camping out in the woods here.
Yeah, they're having a little bit of a fort. They're just going to TP back home, actually.
I actually think he's probably going to go.
Oh, they're going to find Monster. Poor guy. Get shackled up and get silenced as well. He's just not having a great game. What's his scoreline looking like? 0-5-3.
This is not a good Phoenix game. I actually was very surprised when they last picked it.
I just don't see that hero being that useful in general in this current patch.
In general, yeah, I actually would agree with that, I think.
Pretty much what I'm trying to say is that hero's ass.
Yeah, you don't like...
That's pretty much what I'm explaining right now.
Don't like Phoenix.
No, not a big fan. MJW's going to get caught. He has his BKB. He's already at half health. He'll pop it. Can he get any kill here? They do have up the Sigil. There's the Winter's Curse. Can they bring him down? He does so much damage. The Cold Feet Flying Zebra's going to get caught out, but they will pick up the kill. Not only on Monster, but they get the kill on the Tusk as well. And this still does.
Are they going to get the AA too?
He's going to get silenced up. The TP. Oh! The snipe! The power shot. You got to be kidding me, Shibby.
3 heroes dead now. I think Leviathan have to take this opportunity to try to get a Rax, but the problem is bottom lane is so pushed out.
They have to go mid. They have to go mid. But they're gonna go in. MJW's just gonna go in. They get the shackle. Let me go. He's in trouble. He's dead. He has no buyback.
70 seconds.
67 seconds and no buyback. How close is he to it? Not at all. They're gonna lose this Rax. What a devastating turn of events within the past 2 minutes, Greg. Oh my God.
It seemed like this game was going just fine for YP, and a disastrous minute and a half for them. I mean, Ember being down here, it's so bad. That's almost not all of their high ground defense, but such a huge portion of it, such a large portion of their damage is just gone now, and they don't really have anything they can do. They're going to get 2 Raxes here. I think that might just be the game.
It's going to be close. They have to try to throw out a call down, and Ice Blast has to hit. It's going to be on Shibby, and he blinks away, but no, he still gets hit. Only by the trail, though. The Sigil is pushing them back. MJW not being able to get up and right-click it. And it really comes down to Shibby with that beautiful shackle shot that he lands on not only Monster, but Let Me Go as well. And that's just, he had no money. He just bought his Chrysalis. He couldn't, it's tough because you want to buy that item and be effective, but...
No, they don't get the second lane Brax here. I mean, that's still a lot of damage that Leviathan just put on.
They're happy with that.
Yeah.
But this game doesn't mean that it's over now, though.
No,
if you lost 2 racks, I'd say maybe it's going to be...
If they lost 2 racks, I would have said that this game is like 95% over. But 1 racks, you can certainly come back from that. Ember is really, really good at defending high ground and really, really good at clearing these larger creeps just because of, excuse me, Sleight of Fist and the Battlefield.
Blink Dagger picked up for the Night Stalker, so that's interesting. Not an item you see too often, but
it's fine, I think. Given
the mobility of YP's squad, in particular the Ember Spirit, I think that's a particularly great choice.
Yeah, I'm in.
11's going to get Viscous. He's got a BKB. It's not like they want to force it out, I think, more than anything.
They would love to force BKB charge here, but that's not going to happen. No. He has too much HP for them to do that, and they're just pushing in bot.
Look at this bait. Oh, he finds him. Oh my God, he's going to die again. Look how much damage he does. He had a double damage with a Chrysalis and his Focus Fire. He knew he was coming. They had that great Observer Ward. He blinks in just at the right time at the edge of the vision. They find the easy kill. That's beautiful.
And
that's it. They called GG. Are you kidding? They could come back. Why would they just GG out there?
I think they know that they just lose now. Plus, they're still going to China.
That's true.
So it's not like this was a land-deciding game.
No, but that's a lot of money down the drain.
Yeah, that's $1,000 a player. They just decided that, nah, I really need that money. But no, I mean, that game was basically over at that point. They lost the Ember Spirit. That was, I mean, it would have definitely been 2 racks down at that point. And I would argue that with the lineup that they had, it would have been very hard for them.
It would have been. I think they could have defended. It might have cost a lot, maybe a buyback or 2, but it's very surprising to see a GG out there, which is, I don't know, it's interesting to me. But.
Yeah. But 2-0 in favor of Team Leviathan, as expected.
It was a bit closer, I think, than we probably anticipated. I think we thought Leviathan were going to have maybe a bit of a better showing. First game, they kind of had a bit of an iffy start, first 20 minutes, then should be just like, I wouldn't even say an iffy start, actually. They kind of just played the way they needed to play.
Yeah, well, I mean, Game 1 went great for them. Game 2 was not an amazing start for Shibby, but it was fine. He got a lot of CS. He didn't go crazy in lane like you sometimes see with Windrunner.
Right.
But he was still able to get enough farm, get the early. Aghanims get, all the farm he needed. He got the Maelstrom. He even got the Maelstrom first, which is definitely a huge part of the reason why his CS went crazy, because he was just able to use, the Chain Lightning, just farm a little bit extra, and then that enables him to get the faster Aghanim Scepter, and the game kind of got out of control. Honestly, just from those pickoffs, which I mean, some of them must have been enabled at least a little bit by the Night Stalker, which shows you why that hero can be so powerful with that.
I mean, and it's not like Nusham had a particularly fantastic game either, but still, I think it was a pretty great series from both squads. It's certainly looking good, at least for the American teams, because we didn't expect much out of YP. Leviathan Dota is not necessarily considered a Tier 1 team, and any good things
they're definitely getting better, though.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing. They're going to be going up against I imagine some juggernauts when they get over to WCA.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing that I would say about Leviathan is I didn't feel like they made any horrible mistakes. And the other thing that I really liked about Leviathan this series is I felt like they punished the mistakes that YP made.
Yes.
Which is important. I mean, you need to be able to know how to do that, because that's, punishing mistakes is really how you're going to beat those better teams. You're going to find one mistake they make and try to just, use that to end the game. And they definitely were not afraid to do that. We've seen some of these NA teams extremely hesitant to try to win the game. C9 and DC are both prime examples of teams that just absolutely do not end the game when they should. In DC, it's cost them series. It's cost them trips to major. I mean, it can't be overstated the amount that it's really hurt those teams. So I like that Leviathan is willing to really just go in if they have to.
Yep. So that's going to be it here for us at the WCA America Studios at ESL America here in Burbank, California. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at noon Pacific for Crossfire. With that being said, my name is Mott, as well as What Is Hip. You can follow us up on Twitter at Dota and at What Is Hip TV. And we'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.